Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. So this is the second candle review that I promised you guys in the earlier video today. If you missed my review of the Homeworks strawberry candle, I will link that down below. This review is slightly different in that I actually obtained this candle from the Octoly store. So if you don't watch a lot of my beauty content, you might not know what Octoly is. It's an online platform where influencers can go and essentially apply to different brands to be able to review a product. So you have to apply for like each individual thing that you want. I don't use Octoly quite as much anymore right now because there's not a lot of stuff on there that is not cruelty-free right now, so that limits me a little bit. But I did see this Atelier Oblique company pop up, and so I did apply to be able to review one of their candles. I thought it would be kind of something different, and we could do it worth the splurge style because this is a spendy candle. I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you guys. We'll talk about the price point and all that stuff here in a minute. But I did want to let you guys know that I didn't pay for this candle myself. I applied to the company. They sent it out for consideration. All thoughts and opinions are still allowed to be my own, which is the main reason why I have chosen to work with Octoly in the past and continue to do so when there are cruelty-free brands available to review. So, Atelier Oblique is a company that not only does home fragrance, but they also do some personal care fragrance, so perfumes. It is a luxury brand for sure. I believe they are based out of Germany. This particular scent right here intrigued me the most out of the ones that were available. A lot of the other ones were a little bit more floral. But I was interested in this Saint scent because it has an amber base to it, and I do like amber scented candles, and I love personal fragrance that has notes of amber as well. I tend to really gravitate towards those warm, cozy, maybe slightly more exotic oriental type fragrances, so that's why this one appealed to me. So the size of this candle, and by the way, it's not lit so that I can show you guys how it's been burning, give you all of the details, but I wanted you to be able to really see the ins and outs of this candle. So the size is 6.8 ounces, so it's smaller than what I know most of you guys are used to when it comes to purchasing candles. A lot of us, are used to that 15.5 ounce format from BBW. Also, the size of the Homeworks candles, companies like Yankee, there's obviously they're larger. A lot of the other companies provide a larger product. This is, however, a luxury brand, so things are a little bit more small. This is $75, guys. So this is spendy. I'm going to let you know whether I think it's worth the splurge. But when I tell you that, it will only be worth the splurge if you are the type of person that would normally have an interest in purchasing luxury candles. I'm not going to make any bones about the fact that this is not going to be in everybody's price point, but I thought it would be kind of fun to do something different. And I'll let you know if I would actually repurchase this. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell you guys about the scent notes, and then I'll tell you what I think I actually smell in this when it's burning. So the top note that you get in this particular scent is bergamot. The middle note is cedarwood, amber, and leather. And then the base notes are vanilla, tobacco, and musk. So let me just pick this up for a second here. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just needed a really quick refresh. Now it's all off center, sorry. So really most of what I get from this is a lovely kind of underlying amber note that is definitely the most predominant thing to my nose. I also get that leather note, which is so interesting. My parents actually have leather couches, and there is a smell to worn leather that is very distinct. And it kind of smells like my parents' couch. Not in a bad or a weird way, but it's just like that worn leather, like old, I want to say musky, but there is like a muskiness to it, but not in a bad way. I do also just get a hint of not a gourmand vanilla, but almost a floral vanilla. And then for me, I don't really pick up bergamot, and I don't really pick up cedarwood here. It really is mostly the amber, that leather, that kind of musky scent. I could see tobacco in a way, because sometimes leather and tobacco scents can be somewhat similar in that they can be a little harsh to the nose if you're not into those types of scents, and they can come across as very manly, very masculine. I will say this is not a feminine scent at all. This is definitely a masculine, leaning towards masculine scent, but still unisex in that I think most women could probably enjoy this. It smells like an expensive men's cologne. That's really what I get from this. But like, not like mahogany teakwood where it's like, you want to like gag when you smell it. Like, nice, well done, beautiful. Definitely something that makes you feel warm and cozy, and it's really nice. Let's talk about the container itself for a second. So it's very nice, obviously very modern. It's sort of a creamy white with a black little rim up there. So I want to show you guys the inside here so that you can see. I don't think this wick was completely centered. And honestly, this is having trouble pulling out to the edges. The first time that I had this lit, I had it lit for a solid 4 or 5 hours, and it didn't completely pull out. So that was a little bit disappointing. I waited, after I blew it out, I waited for the next day. I trimmed the wicks and lit it again, and again left it for about 4 or 5 hours. Still didn't pull out completely. I don't think it's ever going to, so that's a little bit of a disappointment with a candle of this price point. Not a little bit, it's actually a lot of a disappointment. Because I burn candles so often, I really am very picky about the burn and the quality of the burn, and I really want to get the most out of it, especially for $75. And the fact that it's not melting all the way out to the edge does kind of bother me. I thought about wrapping it in tin foil, but it kind of ruins the aesthetic, obviously. So there is that. The wick gets rather long. This is actually slightly shorter than it normally is, and it tends to want to lean. You can see that lean there. If you leave this unattended for too long, eventually I do think that this wick would completely flop in on itself, which is probably not what should be happening. So I'm wondering if there is a problem with this batch, perhaps, with it being a little bit off center there, and the wick having that kind of leaning effect makes it a little tricky. Also, you don't want to trim this wick too short, because then you're going to have even more of an issue getting this wax to melt. I don't know exactly what this wax blend is. Sorry, I'm touching it behind the camera here. It feels like a paraffin soy formulation. It's definitely a harder wax. But yeah, I think it's a paraffin soy blend probably. Oh, it smells so good, you guys. Like, if this were a cologne for Craig, like, I would love it. I want to sniff him all the time because it's really, really a beautiful scent. Let's talk about the strength and the throw. This is another negative, although you do have to keep in mind that this is a 6.8 ounce 1-wick candle. This is not going to fill your house. I don't care how much oil goes into this. It's never going to be a house filling candle. What it is a room filling candle. So a bedroom, an office, a bathroom, this would do really, really well in that. So the strength and the throw are only at about a 4 out of 10 for both. It's a great one-room candle that you want just a hint of kind of masculine fragrance to, but this is not the kind of candle that will smack you in the face. It really is one of those like subtle, almost spa fancy man type scents, you know? Like when you walk into a spa, like you know that they're like diffusing essential oils, but they're never usually like hit you in the face type scents or strength. It's more of like just like this really nice whiff in the background that is pleasant and enjoyable. It's not cloying, it's not headache inducing or anything like that. So yeah, there you have kind of the ins and outs. Now the big question is this worth splurging on? I have to admit that based on the performance of this one, I don't see myself personally wanting to try anymore from the Atelier Oblique, even if I was able to probably get them for free through Octoly. I just feel like for the price point, the strength and the throw, and just kind of the general burn performance should be better. The fragrance itself, top notch. Like if this were a perfume or a cologne, yes, 100%, $75, $125, whatever that price point is for their personal fragrance products, I could see that 100%. But in terms of the candle, I wouldn't be able to justify purchasing any more of these myself. So do I think that you should? I mean, if you're interested and you do have the money to play around with for something like this, and you think you might like the scent, definitely, because it's a lovely, lovely fragrance. But really, if you are the average candle consumer that watches most of my videos, I don't think you're going to be pleased with the strength or the throw of this one, and I think you're going to think it wasn't worth splurging on. So I have to be honest with you guys. So yeah, this was kind of hard because it's a nice scent, but if the performance isn't there, then, you know, if this was a brand that I have purchased from frequently in the past and have had great success with, and this was like the one dud that I experienced from them, I would be more likely to try again in the future just because I know that the brand overall has a good performance generally. But because I don't really know or haven't used other things from them before, it would make it hard for me to personally justify spending another $75. So if you by any chance have come across the Atelier Oblique candles and you have burned them before, will you let me know down below what your experience is? I'll be linking this down below if you want to go read up more about it, or if you do want to purchase it for yourself. The information will be in the description box, so make sure you check that out. A big thank you to Atelier Oblique for sending this out for consideration. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be able to try it. I'm sorry that I didn't have, you know, an absolutely glowing review, but I think just based on my normal candle preferences, this just didn't fall in line with that, especially based on the price. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch and supporting my channel. I hope you are all staying healthy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.